that Walder insist on funding these long-term capital projects rather than diverting money away from long-term projects such as the 2nd Avenue subway in order to immediately relieve the service cuts and the threat of job losses at New York City Transit. So he seems hell-bent on that decision.
The president's talking about, which is to reallocate 10% of direct stimulus aid to the MTA's operating expenses, which is $91.5 million, to use budgeted pay-go capital for operating for another $50 million, to reallocate 10% of additional stimulus transit aid to state operating for $30 million. This is not the first time this coalition has put this out. In fact, 1 or 2 MTA board meetings ago, we began raising this idea with the MTA, the board meeting immediately following their announcement of these potential cuts. Beyond that, there have been people at every MTA board meeting since that re-raising the idea. I've met with President Walder myself to talk about this. There have been thousands of petition signatures and calls to the MTA. So this is not a new idea. My office, as well as others here, have had individual conversations with individual MTA board members. So they are well aware of this idea, and we all welcome the support of the unions today backing this idea up. So it's not a new idea to them at all. But even if it hadn't been raised by us, as was said by NRDC, it's in the law, the ability to do this, and it's being done by other cities. Why it actually wasn't an idea kind of on their potential list to begin with is a valid question.
Why?
I just came up from the M train. I just rode in from Brooklyn. It was perfectly full. And once again, this is an example of the MTA not understanding what strap hangers are going through, what the people of the city are going through. You can't take the M train out of the lineup without a lot of people suffering. You can't take the express buses and the surface buses out of the lineup without a lot of people suffering. There seems to be a lack of understanding that people's lives revolve around the transportation system, and it will cripple the commute and the lifeblood of the city if we keep taking away whole subway lines. I just want people to think about that. Taking away a whole subway line, that is far beyond what we have normally experienced, and we shouldn't go there. Now, the answer, I think everyone's been saying, is use the stimulus money. It can be reprogrammed in this fashion. It makes total sense. Last thing I want to say is, you know, the MTA is constantly telling us for years and years, budget crisis after budget crisis, but they have not, I don't think, ever given us a compelling reason to believe that this is the kind of cutback we need, the ones that affect riders most fundamentally. I think if the MTA wants to convince people of anything, they have to show us numbers that are believable. They've still never done that. And the bottom line is you can't say to strap hangers, take away the fundamental services they depend on and expect them to believe it without a lot of evidence. I don't think we've ever gotten that evidence. But the bottom line is we have a solution, and that solution is the stimulus funding.